Whisky is one of the most respected spirits in the world. From ancient monasteries in Ireland and Scotland to modern whisky bars across the globe, whisky has evolved through centuries of craftsmanship, patience, and tradition. But whisky is more than just alcohol in the glass. It is grain, wood, fire, climate, and time all working together to create a flavor. Whisky is a distilled spirit which is made from barley, corn, rye, maize, and wheat. After distilling, the spirit is matured in oak barrels for several years. During this process, whisky develops its color, aroma, smoothness, and character. The word whisky comes from a Gaelic phrase which is called Uisge, that means water of life. Interestingly, Scotland and Canada uses the word whisky, while United States and Ireland uses whiskey. The roots of whisky traces back in the 12th and 13th century. Early Irish monks used distillation techniques for medicinal purposes before whisky became a recreational drink. Over time, distillation spread to Scotland, where whisky quickly became the part of the culture. In the late 1800s, the phylloxera crisis destroyed large vineyards across France, reducing the production of wine and brandy. This created an opportunity for Scotch whisky to rise globally and become one of the most popular drinks in the world. Whisky making process begins with grains, usually barley. The grains are soaked in water and allowed to germinate. The process is called malting. The malt is then dried in kilns. In Scotland, peat smoke is often used during drying, giving whisky its smoky flavor. After drying, the grains are crushed and mixed with hot water to extract sugars. This liquid is called wort. It's fermented using yeast, converting sugar into alcohol. The fermented liquid is then distilled in copper still to increase the alcoholic strength and refine flavor. Finally, the spirit is aged in oak barrels for several years, where it gains complexity, smoothness, and color. Oak barrels plays a very important role in whisky production. New charred oak barrels gives flavors of vanilla, caramel, spice, and smoke, especially in American whisky. Used bourbons and sherry casks are commonly used in Scotch whiskies, adding notes of dried fruits and richness. The longer the whiskey ages, the more influence the wood has on the spirit. Peat is partially decayed plant material found in wetlands, especially in Scotland. When peat is burned during malt drying, the smoke infuses the grain with earthly and smoky flavors. This is why whiskies from regions like Islay have more intense smoky profile. Different country produces different styles of whisky. Scotch whisky is known for their complexity and regional character. Irish whisky is usually triple distilled and smoother in taste. American bourbon whiskies have 51% corn and are aged in newly charred oak barrels. Tennessee whiskies goes under charcoal filtration, known as their Lincoln County process. Canadian whiskies is generally lighter and rye forwarded, while Japanese whisky focuses on precision and balance. India is one of the largest whisky consuming countries in the world. Whisky became popular during the British rule, and the first distillery in India was established in Kasauli near Shimla. Today, Indian single malts like Amrut, Paul John, and Rampur have earned its international recognition. Because of India's warmer climate, whisky matures more faster compared to the colder climates like Scotland. Modern whisky bottles often include terms like single malt, blended whisky, non-chill filtered, and cask strength. Single malt means whisky comes from one malted barley in a single distillery. Blended whisky combines from different distilleries for consistency and balance. Non-chill filtered whiskies retain more natural oils and texture. Cask strength whiskies are bottled directly from cask with a little dilution of water. Whisky is not just a spirit. It's a history, craftsmanship, science, and patience in a glass. From smoky Scotch and smooth Irish whiskies To bold bourbons and rising Indian single malts, every whiskey carries a story shaped by grains, woods, climates, and time.